Welcome back. Today's video, we're going to be diving into community feedback. The devs have been asking for it, and it is so cool to see. We just did a video about what the devs have been talking about and what they want to see and hear from us and questions they've been asking. And this is going to be my answer to those questions. And I want you guys to share yours in the comments as we proceed to break this stuff down. I hope this information is helpful. And I'm just going to share a ton of ideas and different things I've seen in various games that made them pretty interesting. And of course, any of this, take this with a grain of salt. Use your own ideas and add to them, take away, and mix them all up and do what you can. Send this to the devs if you know any, so that they can share that in their meetings and kind of see what the future holds for us as we go forward. Okay, with that out of the way, one last thing I want to showcase is that, yes, they had the developer, and it was so good to actually finally get information. For me personally, it was so exciting to hear. And this right here is the weekly developer update. And in there, they have multiple questions about feedback for the game. Okay, so that's just to understand why. Now, let's get into the main topic for me. Endgame is the most important, right? We're all going to reach it at some point. If you're new to the game, welcome. But most of us, like myself, have over 100 hours. The game's only been out 2 weeks. I'm going to end up being in the thousands by the end of the year. But endgame is most important. I've seen a lot of games do what they do. And now we can just get into, for those that are new, into what this endgame already is promising. Okay. So as the game released, we had our first incursion, first Elseworld, and it was a big one. And it basically gave us the amazing loot for Bane. All right, so it's focusing on a villain, and in there you're able to get top tier items and great things from his specific playstyle, as well as the very cool notorious weapons. So notorious weapons are not Bane focus. You can get Two-Face and various others in here, but you do have the Bane sets, which is a very cool grind, and that system is pretty awesome. And the way it works is these incursions are up to you to play and be able to unlock all of the different things. You play in whatever tier you want for whatever type of items you want, targeted loot basically. And I love this system. I think this is a cool system and it's pretty exciting. But after you get all the gear, what is next, right? Preparing your build for end game content, that is the question. And how do we do all that? Okay. One of the first ideas I want to share, and outside of this, and we're not going to talk too much about this, I hope that's understandable for those that are kind of new, but this is something we're going to continuously get. So the next event will be right here, and it is coming out when the Joker comes out, and it'll be themed with a new villain. It'll have new setups in there, and the modifiers and things like that are what you want to pay attention to, which I can showcase and to talk about a little bit later. We'll get deeper into these right here as far as like the way the game will be played differently going forward. And so just a lot of cool stuff that I love about this game, but a lively world can be better. And so I'll use Destiny as one example of what they have. They have events that'll be happening throughout the world, and they will fuse different players together. While this game doesn't have the players fusing, as in like you are not going to bump into random players on different missions, it's okay. If you can just get to this event that happens right here, and it pops up every 30 minutes or something, and you can get specific items, get specific rewards, something that the Destiny has done very well. It just adds an extra layer of, while you're traversing and while you're grinding through some items, that can be a big part of the game that I personally would like to see. Another thing that I think would be fun and interesting, and this is a big ask from the devs, but I personally feel it would be exciting, which is going into the story and being able to play through it thoroughly with the mastery levels unlocked. Okay, just imagine being able to go in there with the mastery levels unlocked and being able to do whatever you want with that. Okay, so the story mode with the modifiers, higher difficulty, different enemies attacking, you know, the Bane, for example, themed enemies are in there as well, on top of whatever story-based stuff that already exists. That is the concept that I'm trying to offer when it comes to what I think would be cool. Of course, this is personal preference in a way of like what you're into. You think that would be best, or you just want more endgame content. Don't get it twisted. The endgame content can keep coming. But what I'm asking for is addition to the story so that we can grind the story over, get special rewards in there. It could be just the actual infamy sets, mastery versions. It can be notorious weapons, you know, targeted type of loot within the story. You finish a full chapter and you're going to be guaranteed a mastery notorious weapon. Something in that vein is what I'm looking for. And so that's something I like and I think would be very cool. Personally, if they added that into the story. Now that's a big ask. You know, this mastery system is amazing, and they're going to continuously have episodes every single season going forward. So I do believe we have to wait and see how those play out, but I really like that. And so that's just an idea. And now I want to get into something else that I've seen in Division 2, for example. When you play Division 2, you have the areas in the map that are basically for you to conquer in a way. So just imagine, you know, these side missions all end up being territorial, and they'll add more, of course, big enemy locations where they're, you know, refortifying their areas, and now you have to take over the whole map. So you'll end up grinding with a friend, trying to unlock everything and make it your territory. And what happens is you'll get rewards within each spot, something very cool, open up a chest, and you'll get something good out of those areas, on top of being able to unlock all the map and make it friendly. And then, of course, through time, the enemies will start invading and you can defend it and attack whenever you get online. Or if you come back, they'll already have a couple of areas that they took over. And so this is such a cool little live map experience. If you want to do that to get better rewards, you can do that. And then, of course, higher tiers means better setups. And so that's something I personally would think would be cool for us as a community. There's plenty of other things. That's just two games that I've seen, looter shooters specifically, that had success with those type of designs. And to me, you know, that could be an interesting thing. One of the main points of this video is the replayability for your actual story. Okay, it's such a cool feature to be able to go in, replay the story on a harder difficulty, mastery level type of difficulty, and then get targeted loot. So I'm curious what you guys are thoughts about that, and would you love to see, you know, modifications and different enemy types within the story? Imagine you're fighting Superman in the story mission that is there, but they have the Bane enemies inside as well while you're fighting him. They have the corrupted tanks that you're watching right now. They have all this extra things within the actual boss fight, making it even more challenging than ever, and taking you to another level, because you're going to get a mastery item out of it if you can complete it fully. And so that's kind of my main point of this video. I'm campaigning for that. So if you can put it into the comments, if you can go to Discord and Twitter and share that with the devs, maybe share this video, it would be huge. Okay, that's what's going down. But if you want to get the information on what the changes are going to be and what they're looking into already, feel free. We have that in the channel, plus some very cool conversations about raids and possible PvP. Go check that out. See you on the next one. Peace.